Every life has purpose. My name is Shannon Bingham, and I am so proud to represent my home as Mrs. Midwest International 2024. My life journey to Mrs. International did not just begin this year. As long as I can remember, my heart was giving back. Along the way, there have always been 5 things that have influenced my path: family, fitness, career, giving back, and most important, my faith. Living a life of purpose drives me. In 2015, I married a driven and passionate man. Kurt jumped right into being a stepdad for my 2 boys, Seth and Ian. And after being married for only 2 months, we became pregnant with our youngest, Cora. He co-owns a successful locksmith company with 2 metropolitan locations. As a family, we adore traveling, and a lot of us play a sport or two. I was blessed to run my first 5K with my dad and my sister in 2022. We also love jumping in our RV and hitting the road. I always knew I wanted to have kids. But for me, pregnancy was going to be harder to achieve than most due to medical conditions that led to 8 years of infertility, resulting in 3 miscarriages. Shortly after attending classes at the Nebraska Children's Home Society, we were chosen by an amazing birth mom and family. Our oldest, Seth, was born and joined our family in 2007. His sweet story made the cover of Adoptive Families magazine in 2011. Within the year, I discovered I was pregnant with my second son, Ian, and continued to support NCHS with fundraisers and TV appearances sharing my adoption story. I'm also an adoptive family mentor for this charity. In the fall of 2023, I was honored to be able to speak in the Nebraska State Capitol when the governor signed a proclamation that said Nebraska is making November Adoption Awareness Month. My son Seth also got to speak alongside me that day. Shortly after that incredible day, I was invited to testify to a committee of senators in regard to a piece of legislation that would impact adoptive and foster families in the state of Nebraska. My son and I have also been able to speak at several schools about adoption with the Heart of the Child ministries across the Midwest. I'm a small-town Midwestern girl with a love of the city and the country. Being born and raised on an acreage outside of a small town in Iowa, I moved to the city of Omaha, where I opened my first salon when I was just 26. I received the Salon Today Top 200 Fastest Growing Salons in the U.S. In 2012, I received the Beyond the Sheer Award for my philanthropic work. I've had the opportunity to educate on stage and in classrooms throughout the U.S. and Mexico. At the heart of it all is my faith. I volunteer twice a month in the children's department at my church, leading the service and worship, and also directed a street ministry dance team. As Mrs. International, I will continue collaborating with a variety of groups and organizations to bring my platform, Adoption as an Option, to the forefront through education, policy reform, sharing stories, and by being a voice for the families and the challenges that they may face post-adoption. I am so honored to be your Mrs. Midwest International 2024.